Yo, 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 yo. Twitch mobile is fucked. Yeah, my chat is not really showing up right now. Something is wrong with OBS. Yo, yo. Yeah, we got problems with OBS. Votan and 40k. I've got a Votan army. I have to build it though. I had the Votan when they first came out, and then I just wasn't really into them. I could never wrap my head around their models more so than their lore. Their lore was fine. Aspects of the lore I'm not still a fan of, but these days I'm a little bit more in tune with it, I'd say. So yeah, I like Votan. I just have to finish him. I was watching a YouTube video on Warhammer Total War 3. It made me appreciate how well you played Dwarves. You want me to play more Total War? Yeah, that was fun for what it was. It's just been a while. Usually we'd play it here. We'd usually do a Total War break. I think when what am I gonna say? When they come out with the End Times DLC, I might get back into it, because technically that's a whole boat of, like, new content. New things to kill. Nagash to take down, the Glotkin, fucking Thanquil. Some nasties. I think when that happens, I might get back into it. Because it'll be fresh again. But it would definitely be on this channel. The issue with playing Total War is when you have the actual game back, after all these years, you feel like you'd rather work on that than play the game. The game was sort of like to tide you over, because you never had fantasy for like 10 plus years. A little over a decade. Yo, yo, yo. Full video on your full collection or something? Possibly for... Oh, yeah. Eventually, I'd like to, but I'm in the process of boxing things up, moving things around. It's a little bit scarce, I'd say, for the sake of, like, Warhammer stuff that I'm doing right now. We have a video that I sent over that was all chopped up, and I have to do a voiceover for it. And that's going to be on a piece I did recently. By recently, it was, what, 2 months ago, I think? After that, I have no idea. But it'd be nice to do weekly videos on Warhammer, literally pertaining to anything. One starting location for each lord. Well, I mean, it's like, where else would you really start, right? In some instances, possibly, but... it's just kind of what they are, where they're located. Total War is good. And it's done more for Warhammer than Warhammer's done for itself. Which is quite lovely. In an age of gaming, you need gamers. You need people who are into a million different things. But yeah, for the sake of Total War, I mean, mods are in there for sure. You can have a million different, like, starting locations, I'm sure, different lords. The modding community for Total War is, like, bonkers good. They've been doing more for the game than the fucking CA has, to be honest. Like, there's so much shit they could add. But of course, that costs money. Modders do it because they like it. And they just want to see it in the game. You know, there's no real money involved. Not to say that CA doesn't do it because they love it, but, you know, it's a business. And it's like, as much as we want this stuff, it's kind of it's going to have to sell first. I just put all the Krieg sets. You bought all the Krieg sets. How many is that? 10 of them? Are you going to get the new Krieg novel? I've never painted Krieg, so I can never tell you. That's totally up to you. In terms of, like, how you want to paint things, how you want to base things, how you want to theme your army, it's just, like, based on what you like, you know? Whatever you're into is what you should pursue. I have no idea how many there are. I'm just asking. I have no clue. I have no clue how many Krieg bundles there are. Or even, like, units. I think there's, like, the command set, the infantry squad. You've got the, I forgot what the riders were called. They're not, like, Rough Riders. Maybe they are? I think that was it, no? Maybe it was 3. You had the Marshal, that, like, named character guy on the horse. I think his name was Dreer. Yeah, the number one thing you do when you get into Warhammer is you buy too much and you do too little. Or you do everything and that's great, and then you go buy more. The former is usually what ends up happening. Technically, the tanks could be Krieg. The Sentinel could be Krieg. Just gotta buy them all and then convert them. I think you've got like demolition teams as well. There's a lot of Krieg shit. Tons of Krieg stuff. People love their Krieg. Right, there was artillery too. I forgot about those. Yeah, there's a bunch. I actually did forget that those were a thing. Well, now you've got, oh, I don't even know how many points that would be. Like, what, 1,000 points maybe? Do you plan on playing, like, 2K games? And you should try and fuck with the novels. You might like them. If you like something enough, even if the book is kind of like, eh, you'll still probably think more about what you're doing. You'll still probably appreciate Krieg more, even if the book is not your favorite thing, but it's still, you know, a Krieg book. I think there's a few of them, though. Again, I'm not, like, a super big 40k buff like I used to be, and I was never really into Krieg, but there was one that was just announced, and then there's, I think maybe a few others. Because Krieg is popular, so they definitely wanted to do more with them. Considering that whole range was built from the ground up out of, like, plastics instead of resin from back in the day. It's worth giving them a read, or if you don't want to read, I don't blame you, because sometimes reading is not your vibe. And so they also have audiobooks. And usually the narration is very good. Just depends on who's doing it, but yeah, you've got options. Read or listen, or why not do both? Both is fun. A little bit pricey, though, but, you know, when you're into Warhammer, it's like you're already off the deep end. You are already cooked on the wallet. And the mental strength to keep doing it. Because this is a marathon of a hobby. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of spending, a lot of stuff. Well, you say once, just keep reading. Yeah, just keep reading. Or I think you're listening, keep listening. It ain't once. It ain't gonna be once, I'll tell you that. Oh, yeah. Well, you're good. I mean, you know what? You may want to play the game eventually, and I do suggest that you try it out because you may like it even more. But yeah, you're good. There's no reason to, like, stress over points or anything. Not everyone who does this hobby plays the game. You do what you want to do. It's your money, your hobby. Your miniatures. You bought them. But I will suggest playing it eventually. I'll say this. If I had to do a Krieg army, I would do them in the Grimdark style. Air quote, Grimdark. Oil washes, stuff like that. Make them look really grungy, grimy. Like they're rolling around in mud. But it's all aesthetics. Well, yeah, you don't have to play everything, dude. You could just play Krieg. No one's gonna get mad at you for liking Krieg. A lot of people like Krieg, and only Krieg. Again, it's a very expensive hobby. People do have multiple armies, but yeah, it's a lot of work. A lot of work, a lot of money. Zahi, hello, sir. We're good. We're just tired. Just tired, and it's the evening, so we're just going to chill for a little bit, and then I got to go. Probably not going to be on long. I haven't really streamed on this channel in a little while, so I want to get back to it. I got to do both. I'm just a little bit busy. Busy, busy, busy. Yeah, Carcharodons aren't really a thing. At least in terms of minis. You can still paint them like Carcharodons. Tybros is also, he did have a mini. It's kind of squat now, but nothing's stopping you from painting them, you know? His mini is very old. Well, I wouldn't say very old, but old. And there's no reason you couldn't convert one up, right? Pretty sure people have made Carcharodons from Primaris. I mean, it's technically just like a paint scheme and then a few different minor conversions, but you know, sky's the limit. Nothing's going to stop you. Only your own time and money. And mostly your brain. Because that's how brains work, unfortunately. They fill you with doubt. Horrible, horrible doubt. What kind of paint do I use? GW paint. I've got Vallejo and Pro Acryl. Those are the three that I usually mess with. Pro Acryl is really good. Like, very saturated colors, great white. Super good. But most of it's just Citadel. Just GW paint. Usually you have to shop around for, like, colors that you enjoy. You know, certain brands have better colors than others. It's like the mixes and the pigments and everything are just, like, your jam. They're just much better to work with. I mean, even Army Painter is pretty good. I don't really use Army Painter, but when I did, they were fairly good. It is just one big playground of colors. Yeah, you can pretty much get Vallejo. I'd say you can get Citadel just about anywhere. Vallejo, maybe not so much, but Vallejo's very good. Again, it's very much about just what you enjoy. Obviously, it's good to get opinions of people and whatnot, because people have been doing this for a while, but you know, you may like the colors of one brand and the fluidity of one, but maybe there's not enough in that range to kind of like paint your minis, so you'll have to look elsewhere. There's nothing wrong with mixing and matching. Yeah, exactly. Random brands, yeah. Again, Pro Acryl is really good. People don't really have any complaints about Pro Acryl. Good bottles, good paint. They stream on Twitch as well, so you can kind of just talk to them. I mean, if you've never painted anything and you're painting a GW mini, you're most likely going to go Citadel. It's just like the most convenient thing. But, you know, again, you can experiment. Painting is just a bunch of experimentation. It's expensive experimentation, because the fucking paints are damn near as much as the minis, but yeah, the only real way to know is to just kind of get in on it. This whole hobby is just one big nightmare. It's a good nightmare if you can manage it, but Oof. I'm watching hours and hours of paint videos. Well, have you painted already? Have you tried painting already? Because again, hands-on with anything is usually the best way to start. Watching videos and stuff will get you primed for it, but it may always seem easier before you actually do it. Yeah, well, give it a shot. I'll say this. For the sake of mini painting, if you want good, immediate results, be clean and take it slow. Thin your paint. Make sure you've got no overspillage, implying you're just going to be going for like a typical box art look, which is just a lot of like clean lines and colors. Obviously, there's a million ways to paint a miniature, but yeah, being tidy and taking your time is usually the easiest way to make things look good right off the bat. And thinning your paints. Painting is fun. It's just very, very time consuming. Technically, this whole hobby is. But if you love it, that's great because it is a hobby. You are to enjoy it. And a lot of people are going to look at videos anyways, regardless of like skill level or not. It's always good to just take in knowledge and ideas. And anything you can get your hands on in terms of you getting better at something is good. If you really, really, really get invested into Warhammer, it becomes a big part of your life, and you'll find yourself doing a lot of different things over time. A lot of skills that you've accumulated over many, many years. Yo, yo. We are tired. What time is it? 6:30. I'll do it, man. No one's gonna stop you. Well, I ain't gonna do that shit, but you know, have fun. He's a nasty, boring character. super nasty. Super boring. Oh. Not having to play him again. There's nothing that's fun about that character. His lane phase is boring. His build is, well, his build can, you know what, his build. Nashor's Tooth is fun. If you're allowed to build Nashor's Tooth, that's fun. And maybe like the ult plays that you can do with like your gap close, like that's cool. Otherwise, he's a bit of a jank. Jank mutant. He is a jank mutant. Super jank mutant. Oh, no. Oh, I mean, he's got cool mechanics. I just don't really like the character. Like, subjectively, not my thing, but objectively, he's got a very unique kit. Duma, hello, sir. I did see some of the changes. I just didn't read them. I think they're changing, like, literally everything with that character, right? Well, they could rework him to be a more of, like a Shuriman Heimerdinger. Shrimadinger. Shrimadinger. This is Old World Dwarves. Warhammer Fantasy Dwarves. Well, I mean, the thematic is always supposed to be the core identity of the character, right? You're supposed to live in that little fairy tale of, like, what this character is capable of. And reasonably so. I mean, the character needs to be playable in every phase, but not strong in every phase. If Belvath is, like, super cracked late game, I mean, that makes sense. Which she already is, though. She's fairly okay. I'd say she's more of, like, an early to mid-game champ, though. Her kit limitations are kind of what make her bad late game, if anything. The items carrier. Yeah, she's not a team fighter. She's an assassin. She finds you in the backline and insta-kills you. But the thing is, not every character... You say late game is an issue, but that's not her thing, though, right? Like, not every character has to cover every basis. You can't have a character cover every ground in League. That kind of defeats the purpose of, like, team building. Some jungles and some characters can absolutely do just about everything. But, yeah, if you're going to shift a lot of her power to late game, you want to make her a little bit more for team fighting, because that's what most late game kind of scenarios are. And yeah, the new orc characters are really good. There's a lot of them. Tons of new orc characters. They just showed off Nazdrag. That guy's been around since God knows what, first or second edition or something? I can't remember. Was he part of Rogue Trader? I think he was part of second edition. I can't. It's one of them. I had him along with a bunch of other like really old school orcs back in the day. I found them on a local listing and I was like, that's cool. Yo, yo. I have so many metal minis. There's no way. I would like to. I just have way too many. I gotta build a lot of shit. I'm not gonna lie. Again, it's like any hobbyist ever. You end up with too much shit. Metal minis, plastic minis, resin minis. Yeah, just a lot of them. It's like you gotta clean them up, then you want to convert them, then you gotta fucking build them, then you gotta paint them, and before you paint them, they're all sub-assembled, so you can't even do anything with them until they're all painted, and it's like, when does it end? Then does it end? I think it will last, yes. It's very different from regular League. And it's very good. Yeah, I mean, new things come out and you want them, and then you're like, well, I'll get to them eventually, and then you hopefully do. If I could go back in time, that's probably the one thing I'd tell myself. I'd be like, just take it fucking slow. Like, I've been doing this hobby for so long, but when it comes to minis and things you like, for the longest time, I wasn't buying anything. For so long. And then things just kind of click in your head, and you're like, you know what? It's not as bad as I thought it was. That is my relationship with most Age of Sigmar dwarves. That's kind of my current thing. Dealing with AOS Dawi. No, it is a big investment. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. It definitely is. Put it this way. Money is time. You have to spend a lot of time getting money. What you do with that money is completely up to you, but the easiest thing to do in the hobby is buy Warhammer. That's the easiest thing to do. You can look at a box and be like, if I have the money, I can buy it, right? Not saying obtaining it's easy, it's expensive. But if you have the money to put down on Warhammer, that is the easiest part of the hobby. Everything else after that is... I'm not saying it's bad or boring or anything, but it is an uphill battle. Like, you're definitely spending a lot of time kind of getting things going, so... gauging the investment is certainly something. And it can definitely feel like a burden, but, you know, you bought it for a reason. You eventually wanted to do it. When you eventually do get to do it, you'll love it. Hopefully. My number one, like current goal is to just build. Which means infinite mold line scraping for quite a while. Clean up all the metals. Tons of stuff like that. Just get it ready. The hardest, well, I mean, you just need money. You just need money. If money wasn't a factor, I would say it's probably a pretty easy thing to get into. You can buy Warhammer for a lot cheaper. You can find it for fairly decent prices compared to like what GW is going to sell it to you to. And if you get a good deal, then you get to buy more. Or you get to save more money. And who doesn't want to save money? You think Earth would be a utopia? I don't know about that. We'd probably pollute the earth and destroy it, and there wouldn't be enough food. I don't know. Who knows? It's like an impossible thing to think of. So if we don't have money, we're free. We're a free people. Gretchen was my first box. Yeah, grots are cool. The new ones are great. You can't go wrong with some grots. You know, Warhammer is a hobby where you take it slow. Or you don't, and you just go all in. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like money can't solve utopia. Money can't give you money can't save the world. I don't even know. That I have no idea. What would I want to relearn? Yeah, I had no clue. I feel like all the builds outside of like the crit build are kind of like just niche. Like AP Graves isn't really pulling numbers, you know? Sperm TF is not like the cream of the crop. Fun though. They're certainly fun. I never watched Justice League Unlimited. I mean, maybe I watched it, but I can't remember. That I just can't remember off the top of my head. DC is always still better than Marvel though, regardless. That's all I gotta say. Something about Marvel these days. I'm not sure. Apparently they've got like the Doomsday movie coming out with Downey Jr. as like Doctor Doom. Everyone's oozing. Everyone's super oozing. What? Food soon? Well, hang on. All right. All right, I gotta go soon, folks. Not a very long stream, but I gotta go soon, unfortunately. Boom, 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 down, down. One hour of scraping plastic. Yeah, it's not the best. Got a few things done at least. Not anything substantial, but it's good enough. I need to really get cleaning. I don't really have time for Warhammer right now, so this is like the only Warhammer I've done in probably a week. And it's an hour. I'm very cooked on time. Super busy. Consider getting a what? Yeah, well, I mean, if you've brought back old League, why not bring back Dominion and all that stuff? Makes sense. It's the age of nostalgia, bro. Bring it all back. All the boomers want some good old classic stuff. There is no reason to keep bringing back good stuff. Yeah, time is very valuable. Exactly. There's a reason I haven't really been streaming lately, I'm not gonna lie, and it's not because I'm burned out. I'm very busy. I want to stream, but like finding the time with how much stupid shit's going on in life right now, it's a little all over the place, I'm not gonna lie. Consider getting a 3D printer. I had a 3D printer, and I was doing 3D prints. My girlfriend and I were printing Alexander's. She painted this. We printed it on, I think it was like an Elegoo. Yeah. So that was cool. Well, this is like an hour of like no committal anything. It's the Warhammer channel. It's the hobby channel, right? I have a lot to do. Yeah, thank you. That was, we had a bunch of them. We had a few of those. I'm not really a fan of the process of 3D printing. I think it's like one of the most invaluable tools ever created. If you're good at 3D modeling and have your own space for printing, it's probably the greatest tool for miniature hobbying ever. But it's also just a complete nightmare in terms of material and setup and takedown and just disgusting. What? I didn't hear any of that drama. What is it? NPC, hello, sir. Thank you for the raid, buddy. Time to make some bad decisions. I think that's what we always do here with the hobby. Like deciding to scrape every mold line and just not build things. Too many issues. NPC raid. So, like, are you guys robots or people? If you're NPCs. Real people. How's it going? I'm pretty good, sir. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully everyone is well. Although it is a Monday, so... Bit of a tall order for Mondays. It's a bit of both? I gotcha. That's the going thing on Twitch. You get a bit of both. I mean, that just sounds stupid, though, no? I mean, a lot of people who come to Twitch streams after a game like that and say GG or try and, like, run their mouth, like, you're just doing it because you won. You know what I mean? If it's a teammate saying, like, oh, blah, 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 like, that's fine, but, I mean, it depends on how you take it. The Necrons. I miss the green rotted Necrons. Those were the days. The days of yore. I think they still sold them on the web store. They had, like, the destroyers with, like, the green acrylic rods. Because they never updated the destroyers for some reason. They may be gone, though. I have no idea. No, these are GW minis. We're just doing mold lines. It's all the tediousness of cleaning up miniatures. The most boring part of the hobby. But, like, one of the most mandatory ones if you don't want your minis with, like, lines running through their faces. One step of many. Well, I mean, yeah, you're just a bit of an ego thing, I'd say. It's not even drama, though, man. Like, what? It's just like your average gamer getting upset at something that doesn't matter. I think that's very much a gamer thing. I'm upset. I'm going to rant for an hour on my stream. It's like, that sounds about normal, no? Especially if you play games like League. Splash them with typhus corrosion. You could do anything you want. You could leave them on. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Technically, it's a hobby, right? Whatever you're doing is what you should be enjoying. And if you don't enjoy it, by the gods, don't do it. I'll take a look at it off stream. It sounds like a load of bullshit. It just sounds like someone who cares too much about nothing and a bunch of people who are too, like, terminally online. It's both. I think both parties are kind of like, you know. Sounds like a lot of noise. Thank God the Warhammer community, especially the 40K one on Twitter, is super normal. There are no issues with this community at all. Well, I mean, everyone's going to say that sometimes. You're like, I don't care, and then you keep talking about it. It just sounds like people need something to do. What do they say on those stupid, like, clickbait videos? They say, good news for the unemployed. I think that basically sums up the situation. Big news for the unemployed or something. Massive news. Oh, no. I will take a look into it, though. I will be the judge, jury, and executioner on, like, the 9 millionth internet scandal in the League scene. Because everyone likes the opinions of League content creators. Bum, bum. And I haven't listened to, I saw like a Facebook reel of a band that I used to listen to, and I'm like, I haven't listened to these guys in I don't know how long, and everyone listens to them already, so it's like, why aren't you listening to them again? What are you doing? Dave, thank you, sir. I gotta go soon, bro. Thank you for the 13, but I do have to leave. It wasn't really on long. Yeah, you're good. It's gonna be seconds, probably. I'm not gonna lie. Just so busy lately. I'd love to sit here and scrape plastic miniatures for hours on end because I have too much to do, but just a bit busy. That is true. The next set of videos are supposed to be rank 5s. So if you like the rank 5 stuff that we did, which I think most people did because it was cool. Very random. Very, very random that it happened, but it was fun. It was so random. It was very random. But it was fun. Alright, speaking of fun, I have to leave to do unfun things. Alright? Short stream, shitty stream, but what can you do? Just a bit too busy these days, man. I'm gonna try and be on tomorrow. Tomorrow's a bit of a down day a little bit. I still have to do a bunch of stuff, but I do want to try and at least be on for, like, both streams, ideally. So I gotta call it here. Everyone, if you're still here, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Aren't we all? It's busy times. But yeah, so I will see you later. Be well. And I should be on tomorrow. Preferably on this channel and then on the main channel. Kind of like what we usually do, but yeah, we'll see. So peace, everyone. Be good. And I shall catch you guys later. Oh, she's going crazy.